Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Today, stuff! We got a thing from Gulliver. Hey, it's Gulliver, spoilering. Named a letter, please give us a big ol' thank you for saving me. Yep. We've got that letter from you before, my man. To the always fresh Rambler. I've been waiting for the perfect moment to send you a surprise present. I picked this out for you after hemming and hawing for 5 hours. I really hope you like it. If not, please don't tell me. No pressure. Well, now I have to like it. It's just how it works. Let's see. Yeah, I do like it, so it works. I will put it away, though, because I do have an umbrella I like better, but I do like it. Oh, this is like a, Asian area. They all had hats similar to this. This looks Chinese, maybe? Doesn't really fit with my outfit, but, you know, put some stuff away. I don't really know much what to do today. I have not done a huge amount. I had a shower finally. Whoops. Again, I really wish they wouldn't mess with the order of things. Like, that's one of my pet peeves in games. And this gives me something I can ramble about. Sweet. Is when, like, they have a consistent set of menu options for everything. I'll deal with flowers after I do the morning routine stuff. Like, they have a consistent menu order. So, like, in this case, like, you know, think like when putting bell bags away in your thing. It's always the bottom option to put it away. And then they suddenly change that up under a random condition. This, you know, with bell bags as the example, you're standing in front of a hole. Suddenly, it's now berry as the bottom option. Like, that's just annoying. It's not helpful. Berry should become an option in the middle somewhere. You know, somewhere where you're not going to just quickly hit it by accident because you're just muscle memory, you know, button pressing through the menu. You know, UI should be designed in such a way that you shouldn't need to stop and read it once you've gotten playing the game for a while. Hey, money rock right away. Alright. Like, I don't feel like that's a terribly controversial thought either. Like, it's just convenient. But so many games will do that, where it's like, yep, you gotta stop to read it now. Like, I would expect when, say, standing in front of a hole, that the option to bury something would be there. I would expect that. What I wouldn't expect is that it would be the top or bottom option. You know. And where that comes up so little of like, it's such a small amount of the time. It's like, really, game? You know. Because unless you're putting your bell bag away into your pockets the moment you dig it up, you're not going to be encountering that often unless you're literally in need of an inventory spot when you dig up your bell bag. You know. Man, we got a lot of flowers to put away. I also, I find it funny how easy it is to argue with the person I tend to argue with. And how just frustrated they get when I call them out on obvious BS. Like, he and I were talking about Phantasy Star again last night. No, I didn't want to... Didn't want to do that. That's bamboo, isn't it? No, that's not bamboo. Chris, why are you being like that? Stop. Be good. Now, can you please move so I can get my chair back quick? On your tower. Why are you being a problem? Frisk. Am I gonna need to jump cut and deal with you? You have water. I already refilled it. So look. For whatever reason, she will not drink water after someone's had a shower until she sees that her dish has been refilled. Now you might be like, oh, well, maybe you're getting like shampoo or stuff in her water, or maybe it's happened sometime. Well, I can't say it's never happened. I don't know if it's, if that's the case. Hey, Flurry. Ah, Steven, how are things, Powder Puff? Want to chat? Try to make the most of today. That is fair. You know what? I have a gift. I'm gonna give you a tulip. Have some yellow tulips. So pretty. Didn't expect some yellow tulips. I always love getting flowers. Thanks. Yeah, now I don't need to deal with them. But like, literally, Frisk knows her water was outside of the bathroom the entire time I was in the shower. Because that's what I do. She knew it was there because she was getting a drink before I got into the shower. Like... And I've already dumped and refilled her water. She just needs to go and actually look to see that it's been refilled. The moment she sees it's refilled, she will stop causing a problem. She just needs to actually go and look. And I think actually what her problem is at the moment is she wants my curtain put up. And probably the window opened more. But it's fine where it is for now. She can deal with it. It's not the end of the world that the curtain is down and the window is only open, like, part of the way. It's not open all of the way. But, yeah, like, this person and I were talking about Phantasy Star again, and the topic of advanced jobs came up. And, like, they're like, man, the advanced jobs were so busted. So it's like, really, they kind of weren't. A properly built combination of non-advanced job and subclass was in general always better. It's like, no, it's totally better to use the advanced. It's like, it's not though. They're about on par. Unless you have the complete optimal build, in which case, honestly, some of those regular classes are better. Because they're subclassing the advanced job. They're getting all of the passive benefits of the advanced job. I'm sorry, I was just a little preoccupied, Snorty. What you making? I'm making my specialty. It's a mixed fruit sandwich. You even have the recipe for it. It feels like you're making mixed fruit toast, given the sizzling, but, you know this recipe, huh? Maybe you give it to someone else. Which, honestly, that sounds pretty good. Like, mixed fruit on toast. Maybe get some, like, whipped cream on there. That sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty good. Like, they're like, oh, my force was dealing, like, this kind of damage, and the advanced job was dealing this. It's like, okay, so it sounds like your force was badly built. Like, well, the numbers I'm saying are just examples. I don't remember the exact ones. I'm like, it still sounds like your force was just badly built. But I also basically know his force was badly built because he was mixing jobs that don't mix. This is a thing with Phantasy Star. And anyone who decides to give the game a try, this is something to keep in mind. So, some jobs, even though they will look like they can mix, they really don't. I just did that too. Just did it again. I was just trying to put the bell bag away because... Grumble, grumble. Force and Tecker. They're both mages, technically. The best way of describing them, though, is the Force is a typical mage. It's a black mage, basically. They stand back, they cast spells. They're pure magic users. The Techer isn't. They're a D&D cleric. Hey there. Let's talk. It's my second time running into you today. First time was in your dreams. Sorry, wandered in by accident. You weren't there, Simon. And as always, it was a good thing you weren't. See you then. Hey there, my fabulous bestie. One chat. Guess what? I was playing single player hide and seek and I won. So bored. Alright, Serrano. Diva seems to have forgiven you. She was having orange soda with you, so I'll keep talking with you. It's the latest. You know, always seeing you running around here willy-nilly. Careful you don't slip and fall. I'm good. Sahara! But like, those two classes really don't have much overlap. The only real overlap there is if you want to be using light, dark, and wind spells on your Force, which you can do, but you can still use them without it, and they probably won't be as good as just using your ice or electric spells, but you can still use them pretty effectively, because the Force itself gets benefit to targeting elemental weaknesses. Basically meaning the only time you're really ever using those elements is when it is an elemental weakness, and probably still never wind. Because wind is just bad. It is. It's just bad. But basically, Techer is generally about bashing things over the head with a rod. Well, a staff. I keep getting those names mixed up because the rod is the magic weapon, the staff is the melee weapon. It's weird. Your soon-to-be best friend. Last night I couldn't sleep a wink, and I just laid there staring at the moon. Bam! This recipe hit me like all my best ideas. I stuck it in a bottle and let fate take over. Go ahead and give it a try. Welcome, Leopold. Iron Wall Rock. Neat. Caroline be singing. Good afternoon, Squeak. Let's chat. We're midway through the Y in DIY. Such a big book. And it's very fair. I also don't care about Ed. Just gonna keep ignoring him and hope that maybe he'll want to move out at some point. I mean, ultimately, I have heard of a potential way of replacing villagers, so I will be getting rid of Ed. I would just rather it happen naturally. I just want him gone, man. He's been such a blight on this island. I do have Pippi's amiibo card. I could get Pippi. But I wouldn't want her living all the way in the corner. But I don't want to move anybody's houses either. I could always just move Ed's house and then replace him and then, you know. But yeah, like, the Techer is generally about making your tech power into melee power so that it can bash things in the face harder. It has very little in the way of bonusing actually using magic outside of the support spells. Because it's technically the support. It's the healer by technicality. Which is why I say it's a D&D cleric, because it gets bonuses to the healing spell, the buffing spells, you know. But it doesn't do a huge amount to actually helping your magic hit harder. The only thing it does in that regard is things to boost the potency of your wind, light, and dark spells. Meanwhile, there's things like the Braver. I think it's the Braver. I can never keep these frickin' straight. The Bouncer. The Bouncer's the tech one. Where, basically, it has a deployable to just give you 30% higher critical hit rate. For basically a minute. It also has multiple bonuses for hitting into elemental weaknesses. Things that forces want to be doing. Part of these and this is completely passive as well. You don't need to activate this part. And part of that is an extra boost to your critical hit rate, giving you above a 50% critical hit rate. Just basically for having that as your subclass. Braver is basically the ranged equivalent. So if you're playing one of the ranged classes, you're probably running Braver as your secondary. You're basically never running those as primary classes because the other jobs are better and they provide better bonuses to the others. They also make building your mag a lot easier. Because basically before you get to the advanced jobs, they basically already have the skill to convert dexterity into the powers you need. So in the case of Braver, it's ranged and physical attack. In the case of Bouncer, it's tech and physical attack. Look who it is, Steven! Nice to see you here, Bigfoot. Salatus. As little I thought it'd be fun to live inside a store like this. I wonder if I might not be spending too much time in here. Nah, you can never spend too much time in here. Alright, boys. What we got? 177. Okay, that's not amazing. So, I was right to sell when I did. I was actually kind of hoping I'd get to open my island up, but it's fine. So what am I gonna have? Chocolate Meadow. Yeah, this is itchy. I've been sneezing a lot today. Boys, you're in the way. But like, and even in a case of like the melee classes, with them you just pick one or the other, whichever one you want to use. Between the two, honestly, Braver or Bouncer is probably better, just because of the deployable for critical hit, and Braver doesn't get that. But really, you just use whichever one you feel like at that point, because both are viable if you're a melee class. And are more viable than subclassing one of the two melee classes. Like, those jobs, when they were added, invalidated everything else as a subclass. Because initially with PSO2, yeah, you did go, say, Force Techer or Techer Force. Because, quite simply, that's just what you did. Like, it was, very much a case of those were just the ways of getting extra tech power onto your, class. You would sometimes mix, like, maybe you'd grab, like, Ranger Techer. Like, you might mix some ways, but things like that were usually not optimal. You could do it, and you can still do it now. It's still not optimal. That's the thing. You're generally wanting to try, at least, to go with optimal setups. Because the more optimal your setup, the easier time you're gonna have. Like, and the less of dead weight you'll end up possibly being. Like, if you're a completely unoptimal setup, like, let's say you're fighter summoner. Like, that's your build. You're a fighter summoner. You can't use summons. Everything about the summoner is basically focused into its summons. It has a few tech power increases. It has some ways of turning tech power into other things, so you could be turning your tech power into physical attack, but even then, like, it's not great. Like, you're basically, at that point, your subclass is effectively doing nothing. But really, really pinky. I would like to... Whoops. So, like, if you're doing that, yeah, you're pretty unoptimal. You really shouldn't be running like that. Because, well, you're not being very helpful. Meanwhile, like, let's say, you know, instead of that, you go fighter, bouncer. Well, now, you've got the fighter's built-in critical hit boosting. You've got the bouncer's deployable for... Well, I say deployable. It's an AoE around you for its duration. For that critical hit boost. You're now, you know, crit central. And you're going to be outputting a lot more damage. You know, even just back fighter warrior, at least there you have a lot more physical attack bonus. And usually it's, you know, even in the case of me even saying, like, say, Force Techer is kind of unoptimal, it's only really unoptimal now that there is the extra jobs, and even more so with the advanced jobs. The moment you gain advanced jobs is the moment they become your subclass for whatever you're doing. Because, again, you basically get all of the passive bonuses of those advanced jobs on the other jobs. There's really no loss, you know? But, so, like, if what I've been saying sounds intimidating and people are now hearing, like, oh, maybe I don't want to try PSO2, don't worry. I mean, honestly, even if you are kind of unoptimal, it's fine. No one's really gonna complain. You might get a very helpful Lilipan trying to tell you how you could be doing it better, but even they, I imagine, you could just be like, hey, so I'm just trying to have fun. And they'd be like, cool. Alright, cool, Lily. You know, it's, you know, it's just what they'd be like. They seem like a really chill person, so. And I also do want to say, nothing I'm saying applies to New Genesis. I don't fully, you know... A lot of subclassing in New Genesis, there's not a huge amount of benefit to it. Outside of the Gunblade class, because the Gunblade class gives you critical hit, and none of the others really do. And even it doesn't give you a huge amount, but it still gives you more than the others, because they don't give you any, and it gives you some. So, you know. I want to move this tulip. I still need to figure out how I'm going to do a yard for my house. I need to play more New Genesis, honestly. Caroline's just enjoying life. I feel that. It's quite a vibe. Now, I'm going to start planting flowers on the other side of the bridge as I slowly get to building out towards Simon's house. If I was watering flowers more frequently, we'd already have flower paths everywhere, but I'm not exactly watering them the most frequently, so that's the thing. Let's get pansies planted here. That way they'll make more pansies. I'm always slightly worried anytime I say that word that, like, YouTube's gonna absolutely demolish the video. So this is where I say YouTube bot. I'm referring to the flowers. Not trying to be rude. Get these planted here. And I think I'm already done dealing with the flower paths. Jeez. Today is going by... The things I wanted to do today are going by really fast. But, oh, hey, Diva, we haven't talked with her yet today. Hey, girl, what up? Quack! Feeling psyched, queen? Lay it on me. We should swing by sometime, working on a new funnel cake recipe. Oh, what's her face for? No, I didn't make a face. I wanted... The fact I think Diva's lifting heavier weights than I tend to, and she's, like, doing it no problem. Diva's strong. Well, I say that. Like, I as much as I can do, like, 25 pounds, I've gone back to my 10s just so I can do more reps. Because I feel like, at least for now, more reps at a lower weight is better than fewer reps at a higher weight. Like, that's kind of what it's just feeling like. It's the vibe I'm getting. I guess we can do some fishing. Got my rubber duck. But yeah, like, subclassing in PSO is a bit of an art. But, you know, these days, at least with the original PSO2, it's pretty simple. Like, you just go with, you know, again, Braver or Bouncer, and that gets you everything you might need, depending on what your main class is. And that's not to say you can't subclass those. I mean, you could literally do, like, old main class those. Like, you could do, like, Braver subclass Bouncer. You could do that, because they both build melee attack. You're just, at that point, playing them as a melee class. And that's kind of how both of them are better played as their own standalone class, is as a melee class anyway. It's just to make proper use of them, you need so many different weapons. At least if you're trying to make use out of Bouncer. Because Bouncer needs elemental weaknesses. Which basically means you're needing to carry, like, 6 different weapons of the same type, but with a different element for whatever situation you're in. And that can get pretty cumbersome, and that takes up a lot of your inventory, because your equipped gear is still in your inventory. So... oh, Simon be thinking. Hey, Steven. I was thinking, sounds like I should have a cool greeting. So, tried to come up with one for us, but my idea thing, in my head, it isn't working. Alright, cool greeting. Let's see here. We need a cool greeting. You know what? My brain just thought of that. I'm spelling it wrong. G-R-E-U-T, isn't it? Oh god. I was grading. Yes, it's E. Cool greeting. Okay, let me see how it feels on my tongue. Ahem. Cool greeting. Wow, it's got a real good mouthfeel. Yep, it's perfect. Cool greeting. Yeah, it feels yummy. So coming up with that. It's perfect. I love how y'all got to see a prime example of my inability to spell things. Like, there's no saying you can't still do that, but, you know, it's not a recommended thing just because it is so cumbersome. Like, and between the two, Bouncer is better. But, like, again, you know, it's really cumbersome to actually make proper use out of Bouncer without basically having a lot of elements to make use out of. At least fully make use out of it. You do still get a small damage bonus passively, even into cases where you've just got an element and like you get a smaller bonus where you've just got an element. So like if you've just got an element, you're at 115%, where if you're hitting the weakness, I think it's 125 or 120. So it's not a big difference, but there is a difference. And I mean, the benefit that the Braver does have, well, the Bouncer has, blah, keep getting them mixed up in my head. They both start with B, is you do have a tech weapon. You have jet boots, so you can basically play it as a budget force. But at that point, just play force with it as a subclass, and you're getting more benefit. Because you're gaining the benefit of the mastery skills on force. So, like, you know. It's also quite amusing how basically almost every enemy is weak to one of the three elements that each of the technical mage classes have. So, like, they'll either be weak to, like, fire light, or, you know, ice wind, electric dark, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, you've always got an element between those classes. Oh, Ed be thinking, you want to move? Thinking of moving? Glad you're here. So my usual style, be serious, I'm trying to make an important decision. Yes! Yes, you should. You should move. I understand, man. Sells it. Was that top billing in my... I don't want top billing in your heart. Go on. Get. I was talking about replacing him, and he's finally wanting to leave. Jesus. Also, I should really clean up the beaches, because I've not gotten many summer shells. Mostly because I haven't been cleaning up the beaches, but... So that's some good news for today. But, yeah. PSO2 is just a fun MMO, and, like, the fact that you can do all of this stuff, and that all of it technically does work, it's just not perfectly optimal to do it other ways, is cool. Because, like, it does allow you to build out more of a personality for your character than a lot of other games. Like, you know... let's say you end up mixing, let's say, Ranger and Bouncer. You should probably never do that, but... Just gonna say, like, let's say you do that. I mean, you could literally, at that point, you're now basically Sports Star. Like, the Bouncer uses jet boots as one of their weapons. They're very active, very mobile. You've got, like, the Ranger for firepower, you know. You've got basically your sports guns, you know. You've built a Sports Star of classes now, basically. You know, which is kind of cool that you can do that. And, like, you're not gonna be completely unoptimal while doing it. You're just mostly unoptimal. Because you're not really able to gain benefit from either the physical or tech attack from Bouncer. But... you know. Alright, we can get back to this. You can still use some things. Like, you can still use that critical hit boost aura. It basically just means that after a while, you have no more use for your class points on Bouncer. Or if you do it the other way around... I honestly don't think there's much on Ranger that you could gain benefit from. But I'm sure there's something there. I can't think of anything. Because a lot of what Ranger does is all around making guns perform better, and you won't have a gun. So, I'm trying to think through the various skills. I think there are some just flat damage boosters. Got a piranha! I sure hope it was the only one. Piranhas are actually pretty chill. Movies have really given piranhas a bad rap. Like, they only go, like, ravenous, biting, eating everything when they're hungry. Like, they need to be basically starving before they get to that kind of disposition. Which is, like, I don't know why we do that with sea life. Because, like, you know, let's take sharks as an example. Sharks are pretty peaceful. They're chill things unless you rile them up or they're hungry. Hey, Steven, are you maybe looking for a paisley bandana? Nope. Oh, for real? I wonder who I heard that from. Well, whatever. You can still have it. Consider it a gift. Alright, I'm not gonna wear it, but recycling gifts is like a tradition in my family. So if you don't want this, just give it to somebody else. I'm gonna sell it. The Nooklings will give it to someone else. They can do that for me. They can handle all of that, and they give me a few bells for it. So it's pretty nice. I haven't been to the Able Sisters yet today. That just occurred to me. I need to go see them girls. Alright, so what are we gonna possibly buy today? I don't like their window offering. I don't like denim vests, and that looks like a denim vest, so... I don't really like denim in general, though. So, you know. Alright. So what do you girls got today? Yeah, denim vest. I was right. More denim. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put the flower sandals on. We won't be able to see them, but I'll know I've got them. Bam. And then we'll come talk with Sades. Hi there, Steven. What are you looking for today? Not so fast. You want to buy something in this store, you gotta go through me. That I do. Well, we have to talk with Mabel. Try anything you like in the fitting room to the right. Feel free to use it whenever. Talk to you again. Please take a look around. And again, we change our lineup every day. Be sure to check back regularly. I give all of you head pats. Okay. Now let's get back over to the Nooklings. So I'm pretty close to where I might want to end things off. A little bummed out that I didn't have an amazing turnip price this week. Might have been one in the mornings. Which, if I'd gotten up early enough, I probably could have still opened my island for, but that's easier to do with early bird because the Nooklings don't open until 9. So it's like, eesh. That gives literally 3 hours to have my island open, so I need to keep a piranha. I'll keep the one in the bottom row. No, I'll keep the bandana, just in case, like... I need it for, like, a label thing. Alright, let's go donate this piranha. The piranha. Just gonna sleep in my eye. It's starting to bug me. I only just started feeling it in my eye too, which is really annoying. Alright. Lathers! I need to... Yeah. There we go. I can still feel it, but it's not as bad. Oh dear, pardon me. Do have a look around. No rush. Take your time. Oh, but first, how may I assist you? I have a donation. Marvelous. What would you like to donate? I would like to donate a piranha. Ooh, woohoo, this is undoubtedly a piranha. Now, my turn to learn a few fascinating facts about your piranha. Yeah, please tell me. Wonderful. I'd love nothing more. I'm not exactly a fan of the piranha, despite knowing that they're mostly harmless. Those nasty pointy teeth. Ooh. These infamous little blighters will attack and win in groups. Imagine all those hundreds of tiny teeth. To think that they're floundering about in our peaceful waters, just waiting to strike. Well, never fear. I shall keep this one under the strictest lock and key with a nary a bathroom break allowed. And there you have it. Fascinating stuff, no? Rest assured, all donations are displayed in a timely manner. You have my gratitude. Yeah, I mean, they only even attack in groups when they're hungry. As a group. So, like, just don't let them get hungry and ta-da. They're pretty peaceful little guys. And girls. You know, it's peaceful. Just chill. Like, and all, like, I know I've already mentioned it, but, like, sharks as well. Like, they're such peaceful things. Like, more often than not, when people get bitten by a shark, it's because they're doing something that from under the water makes them look like the shark's food. Sharks don't naturally want to eat humans. They just don't. Like, they're pretty peaceful. We're not part of what they naturally want to eat. Actually, I don't want to pick this up. I kind of just, yeah. I like just having the floor. With this floor. It's pretty nice. We got a nice chocolate meadow going on. Alright. Like, all these, like, all this propaganda that sharks are evil and dangerous, and if there's a shark around, you gotta run. It's like, no, not really. They're curious creatures. Like, yes, if you're bleeding in the water, they will attack you. If you're hungry, well, if they're hungry in the water, they will attack you probably, maybe, if there isn't better food around. If you're in a complete wetsuit on like a surfboard, looking like a seal, they're gonna attack you. You look like their food. If a shark came up to you dressed up like a cheeseburger and you were hungry, you're gonna try to eat that shark. It's just how everything works, you know? But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So, with that, I thank you all very much for watching. And hopefully I shall see you back here next time for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. See you all then! And now in this end card, I would like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.